Shalom.
Hello.
Hello,
Well,
everybody. Welcome to
the living word,
As We Minister to You.
we minister unto ourselves.
So, how y'all guys doing out there? We are live in living color, and we wanted to come to you and kind of talk to you about some topics that me and my sister came up with that is definitely needed in this time. So before we get into the conversation, we just gonna go ahead and take care of the Almighty's business first, and just bless this podcast and just bless the works that we're doing. Um, Dear Abba, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for everything that you have done. We thank you for family, friends. We thank you for the breath of life. We ask you to cover your people in a mighty way, Father. Help us to get our mind and our hearts together. Help us to stay on the straight and narrow path. Help us to be the reputation that you created us to be, and help us to walk in our purpose. Help us not to have any insecurity, any doubt, any depression, any worry. Help us not to get tangled up in the net that Satan is casting with a lot of stuff that's going on, drama and negativity. Help us to be loved. Help us to be the fruits of the Spirit. Help us to be all things in your mighty Son, Yeshua name. We thank you and we love you. Amen. So, what's up, Princess? We're here on a Thursday night.
So, and the idea of this segment that we're doing is called "You Can Sit with Us." You know how people say, "You can't sit with us," trying to keep people separate. We want to come together in unity and let you know that you can sit with us. Let's commune with each other. Let's share our ideas. Let's lift up the Most High. They're coming to y'all in love. The message that the Most High is giving today.
Yes, all praise is definitely needed right now. We represent salvation, so definitely this is what we're here for. And so one of the things that me and Princess was talking about when we first started out, we used to go everywhere and do our little blogs and talk about certain topics that were really good. And so we're gonna start getting back into that as well, still doing you know, the
Right.
interviews for the righteous content and entertainment. We love that too. And
Right.
so our topic tonight is called identity crisis. We are dealing with a major identity crisis today in
Yeah.
this habitation, and it is affecting our families, and it is affecting other countries, and it is
Mhm.
affecting the whole world. And we just wanted to, dialogue with you, talk with you, and come and just discuss it. So let's get into it. Topic is the identity crisis. And so I went ahead and I looked up the definition of identity crisis, and it says periods of uncertainty and confusion in which a person's sense of identity becomes insecure,
Mhm.
typically due to a change in their expected aims or roles in society.
That word.
And the key word hit insecure.
Mhm.
Insecure. And so I looked up what insecurity means, but also insecurities make you change,
Mm.
make you change from who you were created to be.
Yeah.
So when you thinking you're dealing with something else to better yourself, you're actually making a change because you are insecure from who the Almighty created you to be.
Yeah.
So insecure means not confident, uncertain, not firm, worried, and unsure. And so, of course, we want to look up some scripture that talks about, you know, about insecurity. And so we want to, look up the scripture because we want to see, how what the word says about us being insecure. And one of the verses that I found that reached out to me was Second Timothy, and it says, "For the Almighty has not given us a spirit of fear and timidness, but of power, love, and self-discipline."
Mm.
That right there, when we operate in our insecurities, we can't walk in power.
Yeah.
We are weak. We can't walk in love. And we definitely don't have self discipline. That's why we are so reckless,
Mm.
willing to do anything to fit in,
Yeah.
willing to fit into the crowd. If they tell you to jump off the bridge, you ready because
Jumping.
you don't have self discipline and you have given all of your power over.
Mm.
And so Joshua 1:9 says, "Have not I commanded thee, be strong and of good courage, be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Almighty, thy power is with thee wherever you go it."
Mm.
Wherever you go it. So we're reading scriptures that's telling you not to be afraid, that's telling you that you need to walk in your power, you need to own it. If
Yeah.
somebody tell you your nose too big, all right, my nose too. If somebody tell you ugly, I'm ugly and I'm pretty. Thank you. You don't
Look.
need to be affected by anything someone says.
Mm.
So
No concern for what this world is saying.
yes, and I get it, because identity is very important to us, since it makes us feel a part of something. It makes us feel special. It makes us feel loved. But the problem that we have is we identify with the wrong things to feel special and loved.
Mm.
The things we identify with on this planet keep us bound to this habitation. It
Yeah.
keeps us bound to this earthly habitation.
Yeah.
We are created in the image of the Almighty. We are supposed to identify with something greater,
Yes.
something much greater. But before we talk about that, let's get into a couple of examples of identity crisis. Now, I don't want y'all guys to get mad. I'm gonna just go through it. We struggle with it too. So if you hear something and you say that's not identity crisis, I want you to really pray and ask yourself, is it or is it not?
Right.
So in Princess, let's talk about it. Some of these examples that I come up with, and if you have something to share them with me. So a couple of things that I saw and I looked at is I noticed that a lot of people identify with pronouns, a lot of different pronouns. Now that is a major one
Mm.
in society today. Um, a lot of people identify with getting BBLs to make their body look a certain way. Other people identify with getting fake hair so they can have the hair they want to achieve the look that they want.
Mm.
Fake boobs because the ones that they have they feel are too small. Fake lashes, fake nails, and Botox because your lips that you were created with just aren't good enough.
Mhm.
You're getting mommy makeovers so you can have that body back that you had when you were a teenager before you had kids. Um, you're identifying with famous people. You identify with being a white supremacist. You identify with being a Black Panther. People
Mm.
identify with major titles. Call me Doctor.
And you better not leave off the doctor.
Call me Sergeant Payne. Well, call me baby. Please say the baby. So, and a lot of people identify with religion. Oh, I'm Pentecostal. Oh, I'm Adventist. Oh, I'm Baptist. Oh, I'm Catholic. I'm all of these things. Some identify with Christianity. Some identify with being an Israelite. Some identify and say, I'm in a sorority.
We.
Some identify in being toxic. Oh, I'm toxic. Some say I'm a bad bitch.
And they proud.
Some say I'm a real nigga. What you gonna? I'm a real nigga. Some people identify with anxiety. Some people say Black Lives Matter. Some people identify with depression. People identify with color, black, white, Asian, emo, time, and age. Yes, these are just some of the things that I done named. If you got any more princes, you got some you want to name? I left on something.
Look, let's talk about games, politicians. You know,
I'm a Republican. I'm a Democrat.
And I'm
a liberal.
Because of what they subscribe to.
I'm a liberal. I'm a dire liberal.
The LGBTQPIA.
Any kind of that. And you got what is that? Easter Stars. You got Mason. You got you got people identifying with just being a witch, a baby. All of these things you identify with. You identify with.
Some people think they're folks and horses.
And there's nothing wrong with I want y'all to understand. I didn't come here to bash anybody. I just come here from my heart. The Almighty put it on our heart to let you know, in case you didn't know, you might know, but sometimes it might slip our mind, because I know I deal with it a lot. I know this because of how our elders teach us, but I have to constantly realize when I be identifying with stuff, it's like, yo, a lot of that stuff I'm identifying with is going to end up catching me in the devil's snare trap. Because I'm going to feel when you identify with something, you feel the need to protect it. You feel the need to protect something you identify with, and that's dangerous.
And grow a bond with it. And the message that we're giving today, I want you to listen to the entire message before you take offense, because we are not here to hate, and we're not here to spread disunity. We are here because we love y'all, and once you know better, you do better.
You got people identify with being a crackhead. They identify with being a prostitute. They identify, with being a gang member.
Yeah.
I'm Crip. I'm Paru. I'm Blood. You know what I'm saying? I'm Vice Lord. This identity crisis has been snuck in on us, and we in trouble, folks. This is why the world is like going crazy right now, because everybody is identifying with something. And so I just wanted to let you know that however you identify with all those things, you need to realize that it disconnects you from who the Almighty is and who the Almighty is in you. In us. So none of these things I named have anything to do with who you are as a spiritual being.
Yes.
So now, let's see what we are. Let's go to Genesis 2:7. Genesis 2:7 says, then the Almighty power formed the man of dust from the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living creature.
Wow.
Ecclesiastes 12:7, one of my favorite scriptures. And the dust returned to the earth as it was, and the spirit returns to the Almighty who gave it. Matthew 10:28, another good verse that I love. And do not fear those who kill the body, but and do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. They cannot kill your spirit, baby. It's your spirit.
It's everlasting.
Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell.
Mm.
And I say that to say that we are looking in the mirror at ourselves, and that ain't even you.
Right.
You a whole spiritual being up under here. And you looking at yourself, judging yourself. That ain't you. It ain't me. She had me on camera. It wasn't me. Said she caught me in the shower. It wasn't me. It ain't you. You choosing to identify with all these things. And you a whole spiritual being out here. Man, come on. Man, come on. So I just serious though, when we identify with these worldly pleasures, it takes away from our power.
We don't
It's
know what.
like this.
Yeah.
You are a superhero. You a whole superhero out here, boy. You Superman. You greater than all. You up there with the Avengers, Iron Man. You a whole Superman, and you keep on saying, "I want to be an immortal." You know how on the Avengers when Thor gave his power away, that boy couldn't do nothing. That boy was weak.
Oh, talk about it. Talk about it's almost like the fall from grace. Like literally, he was unrecognizable. You couldn't even really tell who he was.
Right, because he did something with his dad. He went and started that war. Daddy took his powers away, cast him down to earth. Look at the movies. Look at the movies now. You looking at it as the movies, but somebody knows something, man, and they ain't telling you. But you know your girl love y'all, and I just wanted to share this with y'all. Cast that boy on the earth with no power. Put that boy hammer fixed in the ground. Everybody try to grab that hammer. Nobody couldn't. He went up and grabbed that hammer and he could not get it.
Wasn't worthy enough.
And the thing about it, he almost lost his life.
Yeah.
He almost lost his life. He had to realize what the power was inside of him. And he had to realize how important the power is. So if we keep giving our superpowers to the immortals, but it's not our fault because these are the things that society has taught us. Me and Princess was talking about it, and we'll talk about it later. So I'm almost finished. But me and Princess was talking about it. It's just like a baby. When a baby comes into this world, we know it comes from the Almighty, but we don't know if it's coming from a portal in the womb or whatever. But when they come and they're crying and they're looking ugly. Like, what is this ugly place? What is this?
Why am I here?
And so that baby's come wherever that baby's coming from, come into this habitation to be taught how to be non-gender. Your baby don't identify with being a girl or a boy. Your baby it's just, it's nothing. It could be whatever it want to be. If your baby want to be a girl, it could be a girl, even if it's a boy. And so this is what society has been teaching us long time ago. It started way back when. Way back when it's been working in little bit by little bit. They broke down the family first, broke down the family structure that was created from the heaven. Then after they broke down the family structure, they told women that you don't need a man and you independent and you a bad bee and you could get your hair and you could get your job and you could be more than a man. And told people that they didn't have to pray in the school no more. That they didn't have to be respectful. You can't spank your children no more. Now look at what we're dealing with, a major identity crisis. And so I ask you out there, who should we listen to? the world, or our creator? So let's look at who's in control and who created us. Because some of us might know. They might be like, we just here.
Right.
So if you look at Colossians 1:16, it says, for by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions,
Mm.
or principalities, or powers. All things were created by him and for him. Boom! Boom! Do you hear? Hold up. Hold up now. Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my daddy name. Y'all here playing. It said he created everything. Principalities, dominions, thrones. He created all the thrones that you kings sit on.
All of it.
Everything. Then we got Hebrews 3:4. But every house is builded by some man.
Mm.
But he that built all things is the head of all existence, the Almighty. They got men that build house, but he built the men who made the house. He built the materials so you can make the house. He formed each and every one of us in our mother's womb. So now that we know who we are created, who he created us to be, let's talk about our identity through him, how he feels about us as his children. 2 Corinthians 6:18 says, and I will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, said the Almighty. I will be a father unto you, and you shall be my sons. 1 Peter 2:9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into the marvelous light. You was in darkness and he called you into marvelous light. And that goes to say, when we identify as the Almighty children, we walk into their reputation and we become the children of light. When we identify with who the Almighty created us to be, we and walk in that reputation, we become the children of the light. Then we no longer are bound. We can now walk in liberty and have joy and peace, knowing who we are and what he created us for.
Freedom.
It gives me a sense of rush and a power knowing that we are special and loved, and just to know that he's breathing through me and through all creation.
Yeah.
Everything. It makes me want to just walk further into my, you know what I'm saying? Further into my calling, further into my purpose. It made me feel like I could walk on water. It gives you that sense of power in knowing it. And so, I mean, nothing can stop me, baby. I'm blessed and I'm highly favored because I simply exist. So I just want to talk to you because I'm finished my little portion. And I just wanted to talk to you about some things that you think can help us get back to our true identity. What are some things, Princess, that you think that we have to do to get back to our true identity?
First and foremost is getting closer to the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
That's first.
Mm-hmm.
And anything after that, the closer you are to the Most High, add and mold you and shape you.
One of my things would be for to fast and to pray and to deny yourself of every worldly pleasure. This means phone, TV, game, tight. I mean, just everything stripped. You know what I'm saying? Where you in that place where the Almighty dealing with you, because it doesn't happen overnight. And I know, because when I had come to this understanding that the Almighty, had gave me, the wisdom that He had gave me, it's like, wow, it seemed like I have a different, well, not that, it seemed I have a different peace, because I never had peace in my life. And I wrote that in one of my songs. I said, all my life I had to fight, but then I had to die. Now I am enlightened, and I'm one with thine eye. He is the greater light. And I say that to say that when we are bound to all of these identities that we take on, we don't have peace. I got a different kind of peace. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
It's laid back and chill. It makes people be like, damn, the world is burning. What are you doing? I'm chilling. I don't care what they doing. I'm self-examining myself. I love my brother. I love y'all. Hey, I love my enemies. I got haters. I got every man. I love all of y'all. What's hate? I don't care. By me being by the human part of me, you're gonna feel some emotions, but I don't identify with my emotions, so I know my emotions it's gonna shake me all the time. It's gonna lead me astray. And when I deal with emotions, I deal with my weakness. So I have to always be trying the spirit by the spirit. I have to not only do that, I have to ask the Almighty. I have to know when to walk, and talk in my flesh to be salvation of others. But I gotta know how to connect to the spirit too. You know what I'm saying? I gotta know how to be cool where I could talk to people, blase, blase, when all the while I done live my life. I done experienced life, did things in the world. I don't want to be in this habitation. They got people getting the bag so they could go to the Bahamas. I don't look. I'm telling you,
the bag.
I be having a pray, because it's like I'm ready to check out this mud. Like, I don't care about this habitation at all. It's nothing they have here. It's dirty. It's filthy, vulgar, full of liars, full of demons. Why do I want to stay here in this habitation? Because I'm tripping, because I want to be bound to something that I identify with when I'm greater. And this is something that we have to practice. We really have to start denying ourselves, and not just saying it, but going through it.
Right.
Going through it. And when you deny yourself, part of denying yourself is, while you're denying yourself, you gotta trust. You gotta trust in Almighty the process. You family gonna be against you, friends gonna be against you, fake enemy, frenemies, people you thought the Almighty, like, I'm getting ready to shake you. It's for your better, because I control the darkness and the light. I gotta hit you with this darkness so you can walk in the light, so you could be strong. Because if something happened, count it all joy. And a lot of times we get in our emotions. We mad at this one, man. It's nothing. It is nothing. A lot of people are celebrating the Day of Atonement. Right now we celebrated already. I don't get caught up with who celebrating what feast days. I'm like, Father, y'all doing it, y'all do it. With this atonement, right? With this atonement you doing, you really gotta really deny yourself and ask the Almighty to help you get out your pride, get out your identity that you are identifying with. Because when the Almighty come back, He not about to be what's your title. He could care less. He don't identify with black or white. Oh, I'm black, I'm white. People getting them. Almighty don't want to hear it. He don't want to hear it. He don't even much identify with time. He don't care about time. Look, He gave you time so you could have something to do. But you don't move by this time. You move by the Almighty time when He wants you to move. And that's how we are supposed to be postured in this hour. And we not, because we so busy identifying with everything else. Oh, I gotta hurry up and do this. Oh, I gotta hurry up and pay the mortgage. Oh, I gotta hurry up and pay the car note. You don't got no peace. You running without peace. Because you identifying with everything else but who you really are, which is power. So that's my piece. I love you all. Now let's see what Sister Princess have going on over here. I know it's good. I know it is good.
So, I mean, part of my discussion, I just want to bring it home for us and kind of tie it all together.
Before you start, can you go a little louder so I can hear you?
Yeah. Let me see.
Because I know it's really good. Hold up. I should have been. I'm gonna try to start sharing it. I'm gonna do this and start sharing it so people can look at it. I know that some people are already looking at it, and we thank you and love you all.
Yes. Can you hear me better now?
I can hear you better.
Okay. So, my piece is just talking about the crisis of our identity. And in this time right now, like where we presently are, right now, like you may feel like you don't know who you are or what you want in your life. And for us in this present moment, it's caused by many things, most importantly, stress, feeling
Mm.
like you're stuck, feeling like you can't change anything in your life, or maybe the changes that are happening in your life, you feel like you don't have control over. It feels like you're lost. It feels like you're
Mm.
confused and you're uncertain about the future. This is where we currently are as a people. And I want to point out those few things that are mentioned gained a strength, so to speak, through coming out of the COVID area. A lot of this, the identity crisis and the changes that we are experiencing now were born through going through the stressful period of COVID.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
So let's not forget that during this time where we were all stuck at home and separated from one another, just in this period of isolation,
Mm-hmm.
the rise of social media like took off like a rocket. Like, and with social media, we all understand, it's a false positive. The messages that you see or the promotions that you see helped people create this negative identity crisis that we're feeling. People now more than ever are basing their identity or their selves on their social identity, who you are on the internet. We are flooded by people from around the world who are showing us their perfect lives, their endless vacations, their fabricated smiles, their instant weight loss, expensive luxuries, and so on and so forth. Then we look at ourselves. Then
I
we look
got one. I just wanted to testify to that one thing. I saw something and I realized it. The United States has such a hold on the whole nations all over. These
Mhm.
people in these other countries where they'll chop your arm off, your neck off, and will kill you for some of this stuff that they doing it because they have a cell phone.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Because they're on their social media. The United States has been an example for a lot of nations that is crumbling down. And like, well, they doing it. Why can't we do it? We want to go to America. No, you don't. You better stay over there in your country, and you better do right like you supposed to do. Because when you come over here, the suicide rate is at an all-time high. You gonna die.
So this comparison that we have done within our own selves, comparing our lives to them, And not only comparing our lives to them, but the lives that they portray on social media. We forget that there is a real life that these people live that we do not see, and it's not always as positive as they reveal online. There is a concentrated effort right now in the world and in our lives of this concentrated effort of darkness to distort and confuse the identity of this generation. And more than ever, it's attacking our younger generation in the worst way. Can we mention in this moment, just giving y'all an example, people like these new female rappers who are controlling the
Oh,
narrative
God. Help.
of our young people and controlling the narrative of how these young women see themselves and their place in the world. And it's so bad. It's so bad. It's unbelievable. It's to the point where you can clearly see that this is a darkness. Like this is truly just not of the most high. And it's like a no shame thing. Satan knows that most of us don't understand who we are, and in that we will never have victory in life over him in the Messiah's name. The control that social media has over us as a collective people has changed our very future to the point where some people feel like the world will be better without them. The suicide rate now is so out of control.
Uh, uh, my friend, her and her husband, they own a funeral home, and it was two things. I think I told you one. I'm gonna tell you one, and I'm gonna back door and tell you the other one later. Well, I'm gonna tell you it toward the end. 17-year-old boy stay in a nice area, Cypress, Texas, in a house. Blew his head off with a shotgun. Blew head off. Off. Nut, brains, eyes, everything. Blew the head off. The head wasn't on his body. Closed casket. This is what people are not showing you. This is why that we have to wake up, yo. They showing you this one side of do as thy will, but they're not showing you that downslide of people didn't know their sons was hurting. I looked
Mm.
on TikTok the other day. 11-year-old girl in New York. They was bullying her so much she went in the bathroom at the school and killed herself. Before she killed herself, she left a recording and she said, "Please don't be a bully. Don't be a bad person. Listen to your mamas." I'm like, Lord, why she, Father, why she couldn't go talk to somebody? Sometimes it take a martyr to die so you could see what is going on with these kids. This little nice, she look
That's
a real soft-spoken girl, 11 years old. Can you imagine going to your school and committing suicide?
and this is the state, the mental state that this identity crisis has brought us to. And like how we're saying, people feeling like that they would be better off, or even the world will be better off if their existence is no longer physically here. This is a lie. It is the hugest lie out there. The Most High has created you in His image, and He has given you every talent, every tool, and every supernatural power and weapon that you will ever need. It is important that you understand who you are in the Most High. You have an identity in Him. You are God's child. You are filled with a purpose and a promise because He loves you. And the only way you will ever know who you really are is following the Most High, following the Messiah, getting close to him. And I'm going to read from Psalms 51, 10 and 13. Create in me a clean heart, God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Do not cast me away from your presence, and do not take your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and sustain me with a willing spirit. Then I will teach the wrongdoers your ways, and sinners will be converted to you. Identity has become, right now, a constant state of survival. Um, I'm sure you all remember the changes that we kind of went through as a people, coming through COVID, dealing with the isolation and the mandatory, stay at home orders. Coming out of that, like in Texas, coming out of that, dealing with this crazy bad weather, like super duper extreme cold, super duper extreme heat is something that we went through. It's to the point where grocery stores can't keep up with the need, to meet the need for people to have enough food in their homes. The cost of right now to live is exorbitant. The cost to be able to own a car, drive a car, the cost of your home just to be able to live. We are in a constant state of trying to survive right now. The intense reality that we are facing, surviving through the past few years, and especially through life after COVID, has had so many negative effects on us emotionally, physically, and psychologically. And unfortunately, our younger generation, our children, babies, our young adults, they felt the brunt of this stress, and it has molded their minds to make them focus solely on what's happening in this world, on this carnal life, the physical life that our spirits are encapsulated. This worldly identity is mostly defined by how a person sees themselves in relation to other people, which includes their race, their gender, their sexuality, their nationality, their family values, their culture, and even their personality. When we have an understanding of who God is, the Most High, Yahuwah, we gain a new understanding of who we are. The more we know about the Most High, the more we know who we are in Him, and the more we will understand our purpose here on earth. When we become closer to the Most High, we become like new, and we are able to open our true eyes to who we are. We may not get a new name like Peter did, but just like him, we will be able to gain a new confidence and a new identity in the Messiah. You are a new creation. And this is 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, this person is a new creation. The old things have passed away. Behold, new things have come. So when we understand that God is actually with us through this journey, we can gain the confidence to fulfill our purpose, which the Most High created us for. We begin to know our true selves, not only because of who we are naturally, but because of who is living inside of us. Most High is literally your essence. You were created with a purpose. You are here on an assignment. If anyone has ever told you otherwise, stop believing the lies of the enemy. And if it's yourself telling you that, stop believing your own lies. Because you are a child of God and you have an identity in Christ. You are not alone. God is with you. His spirit is living in you every second of your natural life. when we are born into this world, this is the time where we are the most spiritual in our carnal body. And we have a
Mm.
plethora of knowledge of the life on the spiritual side. And as we grow up in this world, we begin to forget that spiritual life that we had before the Most High appointed us to come down to this world.
Yes.
And through the bondage of the things of this earth, it's easy to lose who you truly are. But if we never understand the depth of God's mercy and his love for us, we will stay focused on our own failures. If we do not understand his greatness, we will continue to look at our own limitations. If you do not understand God's riches, we will look at our own poverty.
Mm.
If we do not understand the power of hope, we will always be in despair. Get to know the great I am. And I'm ending on Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And before you were born, I consecrated you. I have appointed you as a prophet to the nation.
Mm.
So this is just a reminder that you have love in you and you are love.
Yes. Yes. You are love. No matter what the enemy tells you, you are love. It's like we identifying with all of these stuff, all of these things, and you still unhappy. You get in the bag, you still unhappy. You got the job, the house, you still unhappy. What is the problem? The problem is we have given our powers over to our flesh.
Yes.
And you can't blame it on the devil. You cannot blame it on him. Because he got to tempt, he's sent here to tempt you for you to overcome.
He doing what he's supposed to do, but we not doing
right.
what we supposed to do.
For you to overcome, but you getting caught up because you like the way it feels. It feels good. But can't you see it feels good momentarily? You still be unhappy. You still be unhappy. You're still unsatisfied. You will never, ever be satisfied. And if you are, it's because you done let the devil take complete control of your mind. Because you say you God, you don't need the Almighty because you got it. And hey, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But this is for the people who really have an identity crisis, which is every last one of us. We are identifying with everything else, and it's like, yo, be quiet. It's like, yo, you identifying with stuff that don't even much represent you. Like, what?
Look, let's talk about what we always say, what they call us being black or African American. You're not even that.
I ain't none of that. And you know what? I don't even much play with them. When I see the box, I check other on them. They be like, huh? Man, look.
You better know. You better know who you
are. I'm checking other because I'm not even black. I'm brown, baby. I'm not black. This is black right here, baby. This is too. I need you to learn your colors while you talking about Black Lives Matter. Yeah, if this what you identify with, my nigga. Do you see the color of black and the color of me?
Look, and them
I'm African American, really? Man, y'all better get out of here. I'm Asian American. Oh, really? Really now?
they gonna keep you in bondage every single time. Them
It
changing
keep
spirits
it keep them in bondage. Let me tell you how I know for a fact from the Almighty wisdom it keep them in bondage. That's why every community is separate. Like, yo, what? Yo, when I read the scripture says sons and daughters. It didn't say Asian daughters, brown skinned daughters, Hispanic daughters.
right.
You know,
Daughters.
nah.
Yeah, there's no separation. We
So
allow the enemy to
we
help us
wanted
create.
to come here. We wanted to come here because this is really a bigger topic than we really think about because so many people they identify with Muslim. This one identify with this. So when we identify with these things, it keeps us bound where we cannot walk together in love.
Mhm.
You cannot. You cannot.
Yeah. And look, and we can always do more together than we can do by ourselves. And that's
Me,
how
me,
like,
me, if you want to be gay, if you want to be whatever, hey, I'm the light. I gotta let you know that you're greater than that. But if that's what you want to do, man, that's you. I'm not about to be out here fighting with
I
no
got
sign. Man, look, I'm about to be out here like, yo, I done told you you're greater. You still identify with that? I talked to a family member. I made sure I was clear.
yeah.
You know you this, right? You eternal, right? Yeah. Duh, 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 duh. You power. Know you got power in you, right? Yeah. So you know when you identify with this, you know that you giving your power over to that, right? Yeah. You cool with that? Yeah. I said, hey, what do you want me to do?
Look,
What do you want me to do?
I still love you and I'm praying for you.
I love you and I'm praying for the righteous and I'm praying if it be the Father will, you change your mind. But I'm not finna be out here. It's dead. Why I'm gonna do that? That's what you identify with. You
Look,
gotta come up out of that slumber.
yes.
You got to come up out of that slumber and you got to stop going back and forth with people over stuff about what they identify with because you got to look at yourself because what you identify with.
Now that's it right there. Because, there's a lot of people, and it may be even some people in our close circle who feel like they are the most righteous. But look, we all have
You
our
want
own
to talk
failures.
about the alphabet community when you identify with being a bad bitch. You want to talk about being a real nigga when you identify with being a white supremacist. I'm like, what? What's going on? What are we smoking? We smoking that dope or something. We smoking something we ain't got no business because it's really futile. It don't mean nothing.
Right.
And this why we came before you guys to just, hey, pray for you. We love you. Hey, just lay it on your mind. Really think about it. We asking you the question. If you're a spiritual being, you was created in image of the Almighty, which makes you what? We ain't gonna talk about that because we ain't gonna talk about that. Just leave that one alone.
Look, it's this song that I listen to called "Free Yourself." It's by a rapper named Fifth Martin. He says, "Let me put you on. Life is all about what you do, but all you worried about what you don't. So tell me what you want." And in this message that we put forth, that the Most High does for today, is to free yourself in Him. Free yourself from the bond of the identities that you placed on your own life. Nobody did that. You chose to do these things. Go get free.
Go get free and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing.
That's
If
it.
if you identify with anything, go get free. If you identify with anything, you need to go get free. You're not free. We need to go get free because it's a struggle for me. I know when I came to this understanding, it was like, you know how the men be on the boat racing. This it looked like something was going forward, but then some wanted to go back, but then they get forward. It's like, yo,
a tug of
once you
war.
come into this mindset though, and I'm being transparent because I was dealing with a lot, man, a lot. You wouldn't believe the mess my life was in shambles I was dealing with. I was worried about what this one say. I was worried about pleasing this one. I was worried about if this one gonna like me. Working myself like a slave, a dog. You know what I'm saying? Sitting up here living my life, partying for the weekend. I come from a two-parent home. I ain't have to be in the hood when it put myself in a dangerous situation. Did we stand in the suburb? No, we weren't rich. Here I go. I got to be in the project. Me, I'm like, yo, what we identify? I guess I identify with being a real nigga, huh? Shoot, I'm hanging places. I was talking to my niece today. I'm looking 4 years back where I got so mad. Y'all don't know. Sister Narai used to be something back in the day. You better ask some people about me. Look, I got my behind beat enough when I was young. Ask them boys about me when I hit 16, when I hit like 13 on up. My anger had control of me. I was telling my niece that I got so angry at this guy. He's 6'7", like 280. This 4 years old, I got so angry at him. I told him to move, he didn't move. And I just punched that boy. Bah! And he was like, yo, shorty, he was from New York. And he was like, yo, shorty, you wild. But I'm looking back at my mind frame. I was out here identified with being everything else when I was greater than that. And I got to look at the grace and mercy of the Almighty, because I ain't going to lie, the dude could have did like this and he could have hurt me.
Yeah.
I know I'm chubby, but this dude, big old tall dude, he could have, and then he from New York, New York, wow.
Brutal.
Cutthroat. But I look back at things like that, I'm like, yo, what are we identifying with that's putting us in a cross, that's putting us in things that we don't have peace, we can't have joy. Right. Let it go. Let it go. And that's our prayer for you. And that's our portion. And we thank you guys for coming through. I see y'all in the comments. Love you all. And so check out the video, share the video, and we pray that y'all get free. We getting free, man. This we getting free. We don't eat much identify with the Gregorian calendar. I'm not counting the days of man. I'm going by the almighty time. I know what it is. I'm not sitting up here no longer bound, turning my head, walking with my eyes closed like I don't know what's happening. The Almighty woke me up. So I pray you guys get free. And that's it. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the Light Hebrew magazine, Sister Delta shout out. Make sure you go check out some of the righteous music, Judison, Trunk Rattler, Monologue, King 7, Sister Shalom, your Paul Lawrence, everybody. Anavio. Make sure you go to Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. Make sure you go check out a lot of a lot of people that we interact with, good brothers and sisters. And we love y'all and we thank y'all for the support. Keep on going high, keep on shining, keep on walking in the light. Don't let nobody turn you around. Don't let nobody tear you down. So we out.
Love you guys.
Love you.